Well, there you have it, folks. Chris Gotterup again. I predicted he would have an amazing season just 2 weeks ago. And look at how he just comes right back with a big win at the WM Championship in Phoenix. Amazing back nine, turned up the heat. So let's look at 3 major things that you absolutely want to copy in your swing or integrate in your swing, especially if you're a senior golfer. There are so many aspects. There are only 2 things I would discourage from senior golfers to do with Chris Gotterup's swing. And that's its setup. Not too wide in the stance and not too open in the stance. Chris Gotterup is 26 years old. He still has a lot of flexibility. He is a solid athlete. So when we talk about a stance that's too open, that is far better than a stance that's too closed. And Chris Gotterup has got it in spades on all fronts. So let's get into those 3 major things right now. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how Chris Gotterup sets up an automatic weight shift. If you go back to a video I did back in 2008, this is our 20th year on YouTube. And I put out a video back then, it's got over 800,000 hits. It's called Best Downswing Weight Shift. So how do you get the weight to shift from the right side back to the left side from behind? Because if you look at a human machine, I stand up nice and tall. My center of gravity, which is the centermost point in my body where I have equal weight up and down, front to back and side to side, if I need to walk forward, I need to let my center of gravity fall forward, and I'm going to catch myself. So it's very easy to do. Just fall forward. Your brain will never let you fall down unless you are this high learning how to walk, of course. So if I want to walk backwards, I'm going to fall backwards and catch myself. So now we go to the top of the backswing. Notice the full freedom in Chris Gotterup's backswing. This is Jack Nicklaus 101. And that you want to emulate. We've been talking about this with Wisdom in Golf for the last 20 years on YouTube, while everybody else was going, oh no, you got to be careful. You got to, hold that lower body steady, and you want to coil that upper body against the lower body. You get more power that way. Well, Chris Gotterup is #1 in driving this week at Phoenix. And he turns his whole backside. That includes the old posterior, the buttocks. Turn the buttocks towards the target. That lead knee is going to rotate in like one of those Western swiveling doors of that saloon. So swivel butt that way, left knee comes in, left heel comes off the ground. That sets you up for major range of motion. This major range of motion in the backswing turns into big, big momentum on the way down. So you'll notice as I turn my whole backside to the target, since my backside is facing the target, how do I shift? Not back this way. That would be an absolute tragedy. All I have to do is fall backwards. I'm done. You'll notice Chris Gotterup gets up there, and at the top of the backswing, look at this amazing move back into the left side. Now the left leg has the juice. The kinetic chain has engaged. And for a rough and tumble athlete like Chris Gotterup, once that kinetic chain engages, there's no stopping it. And you remember Hideki stopping his downswing. If you're able to stop the downswing once that kinetic chain is engaged, you have too much control going on. So I'm looking for major range of motion to create major G-force throughout the swing. So now, big turn, fall into the left side. So what's going to help you create a bigger turn? a little bit of a narrower stance. You notice Chris has got a very wide stance. Remember, he's 26 years old. So at the time of that swing, if you look at that swing with the driver on 18, he starts here, shifts, comes through, jumps, and notice when he jumps, both feet come closer together, and then you watch him in the finish, and he has the proper width. So if you're too wide, you'll always tend to drag that trail foot, and that's going to, make your shoes not look so good. So narrow it down, toe the feet open, make it easy for you to create that turn. Now, grabbing that left side is super easy. So I got big range of motion, and it's very easy for me to grab that left side. I got my kinetic chain. This is where I have my longest drives. We have a special announcement for you. We are now empty nesters. Both our kids are out of the house. They've bought their own places. And we now have this amazing apartment in our house. It's a beautiful studio apartment. And we have an open invitation for you to come and experience our wonderful way of learning the game of golf and improving that. So you'll be improving with myself, Sav on the golf course, so your performance is on the golf course. Your performance is in the gym or with your club head speed with Moo. We'll have barbecues in our backyard. You should see it's absolutely gorgeous. It's a beautiful view over the St. Lawrence River. And so we'll be having breakfast or coffee in the morning. We're only a minute away from the golf course, so we'll be having lunch over there. And it's just going to be an all-out amazing experience for you. We'll take you out to Quebec City and show you the sights over there. We'll pick you up from the airport. All you need is a plane ticket in here, and we'll take care of the rest. So we're looking forward to showing you the best of times right here in Quebec City for you and your loved ones and your golf game. Number 2, because we're engaging that kinetic chain and we're driving through the ball and toward the target, we need a grip that's going to handle the load. Chris Gotterup's grip. See how all 4 knuckles are exposed, and that trail hand is right there underneath. Now, because I'm delivering through, that club head can square up. So because I've got such a strong grip here at address, and I'm able to square it up very nicely, I can go that way in spades. If I neutralize the grip, notice if he had that glove open, you would barely see that logo, right? Now we go to the top of the swing and we start moving toward the target. That ball's off the planet to the right. A strong grip creates a squaring up that is natural without him having to think about it. So he doesn't have to think about his weight shift. He doesn't have to think about squaring up the club or bowing his wrist, which leads us to the proper top of backswing. So I got my strong grip. I go to the top of the backswing, and look at how the back of my hands are cupped. See, there's a little cup there? Well, we just had Super Bowl yesterday, right? You watch every quarterback when they're ready to deliver that football. See how they're cradling the football. They don't throw a football with a bowed wrist. So that's where you get that hinge. When I'm hinging properly, you're going to see a little cup in my wrist. A real cup is a collapse of the wrist. So if this wrist is cupped, like, it has such a negative connotation, and then the back wrist is noticed as bowed. So you would have a complete collapse of the arms at the top of the backswing. So when you have a proper grip, notice how the back of both hands are loading together on these anatomical snuff boxes, right? And notice here, the back of both hands are matching up. And look at how square my club face is. That's exactly what you're going to see Chris Gotterup with at the top of the backswing. Now, here's Pebble Beach hole number 18 that they're playing this week. I got a good feeling about Chris playing this tournament, especially if it gets windy out there. He's a really good wind player with those small greens. He's got good short game around the greens, really good with the putter. I got a good feeling. So number 18, I think he's going to take it just left of that tree with a nice carry. It takes about 280 carry to get past that tree fully. So we're just looking for some nice momentum left of that intermediate point. Let's see what we can do. Oh, that's pretty good. Didn't fade on me, but I hit it really solid. All right. So, what does that leave us with? 197 pin. All right. So 197. I want a little draw, starting it at the left edge of that right bunker back to the pin. So I'm going to go right edge of that intermediate point with my momentum. So I'm feeling the weight of that arm club unit. I'm going to let the weight of that arm club unit swing past me in that direction. There we go. Yes. Hit that really well. All right. And I've got a feeling that Chris is going to have a couple of eagle putts on 18. We got 15 feet for eagle. Why not finish that? Bring that down. So we got a right to left, slightly downhill. So all I got to do is go right edge of that intermediate point to the screen. And Chris has a gorgeous putting stroke. Oh, little birdie. So because Chris never has to think about his golf swing, and we got so many natural things going on in that swing, it's easy for him to go that way. So if you want to know more about how to swing like Chris Gotterup, we've been teaching that swing for the last 30 years. You're in luck. So we're going to go to wisdomingolfpremium.com, take a look at the core videos that I have there, take a look at, if you're new to Wisdom in Golf, look at the section that says New to Wisdom in Golf, and this will get you from be careful, watch out, positional swing to full freedom and full abandon. And once you know how to lose control, you'll gain control over the situation, and then you'll be able to lock in on those targets like you should be able to, instead of thinking your way through a piecemeal golf swing. So let's go.